This conference will now be recorded.
This recorded session will be available for you uh, after the demo session as well. Oh, lot of background noise. Oh, just give me a moment then, one moment. How about now?
It's
Is it
it's
is it
good,
is it
good
fine now?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's fine, sir.
Okay. So this demo session is completely about LoadRunner basic to advanced course. So the agenda for the today will be uh, on four to 5 points. First will be what is performance testing. Okay, because without this, we'll not be able to discuss about the LoadRunner, because LoadRunner is one of the performance testing tool, right? So before we discuss about LoadRunner, we have to discuss at least few points about what is performance testing. Then, as this course is completely about LoadRunner, I would like to discuss little bit about the LoadRunner architecture as well, about the tool. Okay, so LoadRunner architecture. Okay, and then I would like to record a simple script and run and replay, and just discuss about how to record and replay the scripts and how the results would come up, so just for our understanding purpose. So just record and replay of a simple script. Okay, and then obviously the course content. Okay, discussion about the course content. Okay, and then I will be uh, allowing you to post all your questions, okay, either in the chat or directly over the call. So during the discussion on these 4 points, so if you have any questions, right, so I request you to make a note of it, and we will take all the questions at the end. We will have all the questions in one go. Okay, so in that way, instead of stopping at one point, then and getting deviated. Okay, so and request you to go on mute if that question at the end. For the first point, before which will just the difference between the functional testing and non-functional testing. So obviously the software testing is divided into two, the functional testing and non-functional testing. So functional testing is all about testing the functionality of the application. Okay, whereas non-functional testing is something like testing the non-functional aspects like the performance, security, etc. So when I say testing the functionality of the application, okay, when I say testing the functionality of the application, so forget about the software for a moment. So if you take a normal a lift or an escalator or a lift, probably, if you go inside a lift and if you press 3, so the functionality of the lift is to take you to the 3rd floor. That is the functionality of the buttons over there. Like, that means if you press 3, it should take you to the 3rd floor, right? If you press 2, it should take you to the 2nd floor, right? If you press 5, it should take you to the 5th floor. That is functionality aspect. But when it comes to non-functional aspect, especially when it comes to performance, if you press 3, not only taking you to the 3rd floor, but how fast it is going to the 3rd floor. Okay, how much time it is taking to go to the 3rd floor is also one of the criteria. Okay, going to the 3rd floor is also one of the criteria. As a performance tester, I'm not much interested in this. That is already taken care by the functional testers. Okay, and the regression is also done by the functional automation testers, and they use some tools like Selenium, UFT, etc. But as a performance tester, I'm more focused on the non-functional aspects like performance, and we use tools like LoadRunner, Jmeter, Gatling, NeoLoad, etc. And of course, the most widely used tools are LoadRunner, Jmeter, and all. Okay, these two are the most widely used tools. But okay, the same thing. If I want to explain you from a application perspective, okay, so let's say there is some application like this. This is a sample application. So if I ask a functional tester to test the login functionality, so this is the login page. If I ask any of the functional tester to test the login functionality of this, so what will the functional tester do? He will first enter the username, then he will enter the password, and then he will click on login button. Obviously, if both the username and password are correct, it will navigate to home page, right? But as a performance tester, I'm not much interested in it. I mean, of course, that is also one of the criteria, but that is not the primary criteria for a performance tester. The primary criteria for the performance tester is once you enter the username and password and click on login button, how fast it is navigating to the home page, how much time it is taking to navigate to the home page. It is taking 2 seconds or 3 seconds or 5 seconds or 10 seconds. How much time it is taking? Okay, how much time it is taking? Now you can ask me, sir, what is the industry standard? What is the industry standard? How much time it should take? If you click a link or if you click a button, generally as per the industry standard, ideally it should take 2 seconds. Ideally, it should take 2 seconds. If you click a link or if you click a button, it should take 2 seconds. Okay, it should take 2 seconds. Or probably it can take 3 seconds or 5 seconds depending on the project architecture also. But if it's taking 5 seconds, if it's taking 10 seconds or 20 seconds like that, probably there might be some issue which we have to look into it as a performance tester. That we'll see later on. But at least you got some idea about where the functional testers are primarily focusing on and where the non-functional testers like the performance testers or engineers are primarily focusing on. Okay, we are more primarily focused on the non-functional aspects. Okay, the performance of the application. Okay, how fast the application is responding, how fast the pages are loading. Okay, that is where the performance tester is more focused. Okay, that's where we are more interested on. Okay, so now on that context, I would like to write one line here. So performance testing is all about checking or testing the performance. Okay, performance, checking the performance or behavior of an application okay, by applying some load. some load or anticipated load or whatever it is. What do you mean by load? So here we got to know that what is performance. I mean, what are we actually trying to find out? Like, okay, we are trying to check the performance of the application, how fast it is loading, how fast the pages are loading, how fast it is navigating from one page to another page, and so on. But what is this applying some load? What is this term applying some load? That means, again, take the example of a lift. Go out of the context of the application and take the example of a lift. If one person is going inside the lift and pressing three button, and it is going to the third floor, maybe probably let's say it is taking 2 seconds. But the lift capacity is 10 members. Lift capacity is 10 members. So when 10 members are inside the lift, and if they press 3 button, that means it has to go to third floor. From ground floor, it has to go to third floor. So how much time it will be taking? So how much time it is taking to go to third floor? So that is load. That means load is nothing but here 10 members. That is 10 users. That means when the lift is full, and you are pressing number 3, from ground floor you are going to third floor, how much time it is taking? So you are checking the performance of the lift by applying some load. What is load? When the lift is full. So something similar in the software as well. Okay, something similar in the software as well. You will not check the performance of the application when only one user is logged in. Okay, you will probably check the performance of the application when multiple users are logged in, when so many users logged in. Okay, like it can be 50 users, 100 users, 150 users, 200 users. When 100 users log into the application at the same point of time, how the application is responding. Okay, when 200 people log into the application and perform various activities, how the application is responding. Okay, let's take a bank application. Let's say 500 people log into the application. Out of 500 people, 200 people are transferring money, 100 people are paying credit card bill, 100 people are downloading bank statement, 10 people are changing password. Like that, different people are performing different actions. And in that scenario, how the application is performing. So that is applying some load. So checking the performance of the bank application by applying some load, that means checking the performance of the bank application with 500 users is nothing but, okay, doing a kind of performance test of that bank application. Just taking an example. Okay, so in a very basic terms, you can tell like this. So checking the performance or behavior of an application by applying some load. Okay, you know, you can say it's a performance test. Okay, so very simple. You need not go with textbook definition or any book definition. Okay, obviously nobody is going to ask you a textbook definition in any of the interviews as well. Okay, because we have to understand the concept. So here, from the definition point of view, what is that we are going to verify? We are going to validate the performance. What do you mean by the application performance? How it is performing, how fast it is loading, how fast it is navigating from one page to another page, right? All these are criteria for performance. By applying some load means number of users. Load means number of users. Like if 500 people are accessing the bank application, how it is performing. If 1,000 people are accessing the bank application, how it is responding. If 2,000 people are accessing the bank application, how it is responding. So like that. Okay, so that is applying some load. Okay, so I think we got some idea, some little idea about what is performance testing, what is load. Okay, what we are actually trying to achieve out of this performance testing. What is our or what will be our duty. Okay, from this non-functional testing perspective, that we got some clarity. Now, why performance testing is very important? It is very important because if we don't do performance testing, the business can incur huge losses. For sure, business can incur huge losses. Okay, how we can say, okay, so here, one second. Okay, here you see, if you don't do a performance testing, if you don't do performance testing for any of the application, there is a high chance that it can incur huge losses actually. Okay, it can incur huge losses. Okay, so you see, if the performance testing is not conducted, the last paragraph, if the performance testing is not conducted, then applications might face problems like slowness. That means the pages loading forever, inconsistency, and further may result in business loss. How many of you remember, I think in the year 2013 or 2014, I think one of the e-commerce company, uh, I don't know I think it's Flipkart or Amazon, I don't know the exact name. So they first announced this big sale kind of thing in 2013 or 14. When they announced it for the first time, a kind of big sale or something, because it was the first time, uh, 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 all the users, there were almost, you can say it 100 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times more than the normal number of users. The application crashed. They were not able to, the application was not responding. Oh, of course, they announced the big sale, but they were not able to, they were not able to succeed. Okay, and the users were not able to purchase, okay, or make use of the offers. Okay, so it was actually a kind of flop sale at that point of time. So from there on, if you see, there was no such incidents mostly. Why? Because they were focusing on this performance. They knew that in normal times, if let's assume in normal times 100 people will buy something online, but when they announce some big sale or something like that, uh, the number can increase 100 times. Okay, then the number can be 1 lakh or something like that. So they have to be prepared for that. So definitely they will definitely conduct the performance test for, before uh, announcing those kind of big sales. Then they will be ready with the infrastructure, hardware infrastructure, configurations, everything they will check. Okay, and then only they will announce those big sales. Okay, and if you see the first point here, the goal of the performance testing is to find performance bottlenecks rather than finding functional bugs. We are very clear. We know what we are going to work with, what we are going to achieve. What is our duty? We know with the first point itself. Our primary task is to achieve the primary task is to find out the functional issues. So the term bottleneck means issues. Okay, if you find some performance issue, that is called as bottleneck. In the performance testing terminology, it is called as bottleneck. Okay, that's not a new term at all. It's an old term only. Basically, it's called as bottleneck. We generally call it as an issue, but in performance testing terminology, we otherwise we call it as a bottleneck. So if you attend any interviews, they ask you what are the recent bottlenecks you identified. They don't ask you what are the recent performance issues you identified. They always use performance terms and terminologies like bottlenecks, okay, servers, all these. There are some terms and terminologies, okay, that we should be familiar with. Okay, so this is very clear why performance testing is important. Okay, then with that note, I will be moving on to the um, yes, uh, yes, Vivek, exactly, yeah, correct. Okay, so so with that note, we will be moving on to the we got some clarity, what is performance testing and why performance testing is important. What if the companies won't do performance testing? What can happen? There can be a huge business loss as well, possible, definitely possible. Okay, now if you see the second point here, and within this performance testing space, in the current market we have many tools like LoadRunner, Jmeter, NeoLoad, okay, and Gatling and so on. But LoadRunner and Jmeter are most widely used tools and occupy or more share in the market. Okay, I think almost more than 80% of the share are between LoadRunner and Jmeter. The remaining 20% are NeoLoad, Gatling, and so on. Now, coming to the because this course is all about LoadRunner basic to advanced, so I would like to explain you a little bit about LoadRunner architecture, how it works, and what are the different components that are involved in the LoadRunner architecture. Okay, so I would like to present you one slide over here. From this slide, okay, so we are going to derive the architecture out of some questions. Okay, so I'm not going to directly present you the slide diagram, but rather we are going to derive the architecture out of some questions. So let's say we have a bank application. Okay, obviously I'm taking just a bank application, bank website. Now, if I ask you to test this bank website with 500 users, what will you do? Okay, I am the owner of the bank website. I am asking you to test this bank, do a performance testing for this bank website with 500 users. What will you do? You generally, if you want to do this as a manual effort, so what you will do, you have to bring 500 people and give them 500 laptops and make them sit at one place and ask them to log in simultaneously, and check the performance of the application. Okay, one second.
No.
One second, guys. One second. Sorry for that. Yeah. If I ask you to test the, if I ask you to, test the bank application manually. So what is the probability for manually? I mean, so you have to bring 500 people, give them 500 laptops, make them sit at one place and ask them to access the bank application, and ask them to log in manually, and then you have to check the performance, how it is performing. But that is possible. I mean, if it is possible, but it is, with so much effort, like, so much of amount involved, everything, so much of amount involved, you have to bring 500 people, laptops, so many things are involved. But then, uh, what if I ask you to test with 5,000 people, 5,000 users, 5,000 people? Will you bring 5,000 people, allocate them 5,000 users? Sorry, 5,000 laptops and make them sit at one place? Not possible, right? So for that reason, there should be a component. Okay, there is a component for us, okay, within the LoadRunner, which will generate virtual users for us, These virtual users will exactly mimic the same behavior what a normal human user do. For example, if the normal user is clicking a button, if the normal user is clicking a link, these virtual users also do the same thing. They replay the actions what we perform. So this component which will simulate the virtual users for us is called load generator. The component which will simulate virtual users is called load generator. Okay, the component what we have which will simulate virtual users, okay, for us is load generator. Now this load generator is also a highly configured machines. Why I'm calling it as highly configured machines? Because because of its hardware configuration or whatever it is, because it has to simulate so many users and so on. Okay, so because of its high configuration and so on, because of its high configuration and so on, uh, because of its capability, this can generate some number of users. Probably, let's say it can generate 3,000 users, 4,000 users, and so on like that. Okay, how many users each load generator can generate depends on the configuration. Again, depends on the configuration. Okay, now we will discuss for in detail further in our upcoming sessions, like on what basis each load generator can generate the number of users. Okay, so how can we say that a load generator can generate a 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000? We will discuss later. Okay, but it again, as I said, it depends on the configuration. Now we have some component at least which will generate virtual users. We need not bring real users, real human users or something like that. That's fine. Now there should be, now okay, we have the users. Now in the just in a few minutes ago, I told in the banking example, let's say 500 people are there, 500 users access the bank application. Some of them are transferring money, some of them are downloading bank statements, some of them are paying credit card bills, some of them are changing password, like that. That means different users are doing different actions, right? So that means you should also have some component which should develop some sort of scenarios, something similar to that, and replay those scenarios. Like one scenario is transfer money, one scenario is download statement, one scenario is paying credit card bill. That means there should be some component which should allow you to generate a script kind of thing for those sort of scenarios, or or record a script for those kind of scenarios, like transfer money, or okay, or paying credit card bill, or those kind of scenarios. Okay, so that particular component is called Vugen. So this Vugen is responsible for recording or generating a script. Okay, what kind of scripts? Okay, for what purpose? I told you, right? For the critical scenarios. Generally, we do performance testing for critical scenarios. So for bank, what are the critical scenarios? Of course, transfer money is one of the critical scenario. If the user is unable to transfer money, entire bank application will collapse. The users, the bank itself will have to face so many problems then, right? If for 1 hour, if the users are unable to transfer money, imagine how much loss the bank has to face, right? So because it is that critical, so the performance should also be that important for that. So the Vugen component will help us to record the functionality or generate a script for the functionality, for those kind of functionalities, and help us replay the scripts. Okay, now with Vugen, our scripts should be ready. Our script should be ready to replay, record, replay, generate, replay, customize your script, replay, whatever you say in these three aspects. Okay, two components are done. When your scripts are ready, when your customized scripts or recorded scripts or whatever you call, when they are ready, there should be some component where you can upload them and you should be able to run. Obviously, when your scripts are ready, without running, how can you say whether the performance is good or bad? Right? So for that purpose, you have a component called controller or performance center. Okay, this component is purely responsible for okay, creating scenarios, because we have different types of performance tests. We can create different types of performance tests here in this particular component and trigger the execution. Are you able to hear me? Sorry, there was some connection issue. Okay, are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So apologies for that. There was some interruption from the network side. Okay, so after the execution, there should be some component which should help us in analysis. See, when you run the performance test, some component should assist us to tell the client, okay, that the performance test went well or it didn't go well, or these are my observations, or this is how your product will run in production. So something we should tell from our end for what they are paying to us, right? So there is some component called analysis. Okay, there is some component called analysis, which is purely responsible for analyzing the results. So this component is such a good component which will provide various metrics in terms of graphs, okay, detailed graphs which we can analyze, and provide our detailed observations to client and all the stakeholders. So these are the different components that are involved in the LoadRunner architecture. However, there is one more component which is involved here, which is called as agent process. Okay, agent process, which is actually I know you can call it you can say like it acts as a bridge between controller and load generator. I will explain you that in detail in our upcoming session, like why it is called as an why it acts as a bridge between controller and load generator and so on. Okay, so on a high level, these are the various components that are involved in LoadRunner architecture. These are the various components involved in LoadRunner architecture. Okay, so load generator, ViewGen, controller or performance center, analysis. Got it? Load generator, ViewGen, controller or performance center, analysis. Okay, these are the components, different components. Okay, now when you install a standalone LoadRunner software, you will get this, and this. This load generator component, basically your laptop can act as your load generator. This laptop can be your load generator. Okay, so these three will be coming as a standalone components once you install LoadRunner. Okay, once you install LoadRunner in your machine. Okay, this is the LoadRunner architecture. Now, after that, a simple record and replay of a script. Okay, so I won't take much time. Okay, now can you tell what is the component that I have to use for recording a script here? For recording or generating a script, which component I should use? Make use of it.
ViewGen.
Can anyone tell? ViewGen, right?
ViewGen.
So yeah, so once I install, right? So probably once I install, so here if you go and type, okay, ViewGen. So here you will see ViewGen. You just click on it. It will launch ViewGen. So we will record a simple script actually, just 3 steps for today, just for understanding, or just wanted to see like how the script is coming up or how the script is getting generated. Okay, and we'll just replay the script also and see like how the response times. I mean response times in sense how much time it is taking for I'll tell you the steps. We'll also see how much time it is taking and so on. So if you want to record a simple script for a web application, so you go to File, click on New Script and Solution. Okay, so what is the application that I'm going to record? Is the same application, this one, this WebTools, which is a sample application, right? For today, I'm going to record the same application. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to launch this with this URL. I'm going to enter some username and password. I'm going to enter a login. Once I log in successfully, I'm going to click on sign off. These are the 3 steps I'm going to perform. So these 3 steps I'm going to record. So come back to ViewGen. So when I click on File and New Script, so here I have to choose the protocol. I'll tell you in detail about what is protocol and all in our upcoming session. So this is a protocol because that is a web application, HTTP, HTTPS web application. So I have to choose this, okay? And then you have to tell like where you want to save the script. Okay, where do you want to save the script? Let's say I want to create a new folder. So let's create a new folder altogether. Let me create a new folder.
Can I ask
Let
one
me.
question here? Sorry if I interrupt you.
Yeah, tell me.
So what is the version of the LoadRunner you are using? I mean,
We are using LRE 2021 or 2022. We have both.
no, it is 12.56 or 12.55, something
No,
like
that
that.
is older one. That is older one.
So what is the version that you are using? LR?
2021, 2021 or 2022. 2021 or 2022. This
No,
year,
I'm asking the
last.
version. I'm not asking the year, that the version
No,
that
no,
you're using.
version. That's what I'm telling you. 12.5, 12.6 are they have stopped it there itself. So 12.5, 12.6, that's it. So 12.7, 12.8, no, there is no version like 12.7, 12.8 like that. So 12.6, they have stopped it there itself. Now they are saying LRE 21, LRE 22 like that. So
Okay.
we are using LRE 21, 22, that the 21,
So the trial
2021 and
version,
2022.
has 50 users only, right? The limited users.
Yeah, 50 users. Yes, yes. So I just created some folder. Okay, so this is the path uh, where where I'm going to create some script. Okay, let's say the script name is something like demo. Okay, the script name and the script location, and let's say create. I just click on create. Okay, so here the script will be created. So this is the solution explorer, which has some of the options which we will discuss in our upcoming sessions. This is the you can say a code editor, where you can edit the code, or this is the place where you can see the generated code or the recorded script or whatever it is. Okay, or you can customize your code here, whatever you want. And I told you, right? So when you have the flow, like when you know the flow, you have to go and record the same flow. Like for example, like whatever the steps we wanted to record, like launch of the application, login of the application. So let me here launch. So these are the three steps: login, so logout. So these are the three steps that I wanted to record, right? These are the three steps: launch, login, logout is what we wanted to record for the web tools application. So if I want to record some application, I have to click on this record icon over here. Okay, either you can go to this option and click on record, or there is a shortcut over here to click on record. So you click on that record. Okay, for today you just click on record. You can ignore this option for today. We will discuss tomorrow. Okay, and then here you choose the browser, which browser you want to work with. Like you can choose Chrome, Edge, Firefox, and so on. So, and here you have to give the URL, like which application you want to record. For example, if you want to record Isha Training Solutions.com, like you have to choose this URL. The application on which you want to work, the project what you want to work. Okay, that URL has to go here. And that application on which browser you want to work, or you want to record, that browser name you have to mention here, specify here. Let's say I want to record this sample application today, that is WebTools. This is the URL for that. Okay, so for today I'm just explaining these two options over here, the browser and the URL. Okay, and then click on start recording. So what will happen is, as soon as I click on start recording, the Mozilla Firefox browser will launch automatically with this URL. So when I click on start recording, you will see a Firefox instance launched with the given URL. Okay, so let me click on start recording. Okay, so you click on yes. Okay, so no worries, you just click on yes. So you will see a Firefox getting launched. Okay, you see the Firefox browser getting launched with the given URL.
The demo session, you will not be covering the installation part. I mean, where we have to download and what are the prerequisites for downloading the things, and
No,
how we launch the
that
web stars, those things.
no that we will we will share it automatically. I mean, we already have that files and all. We will directly give it to you. You just need to know basically web tools and all. We will directly give it to you late. And we have one session where live session.
Sorry, we are not audible.
Hello, sir, you are not audible.
Yes, sorry guys. There's a huge thunderstorm and it's raining heavily here. Apologies for the same. Hope you guys are able to hear now. You see the browser launched it successfully here. Okay, and at the same time, you see this. There is a movable window over here. You see there is a movable window. You got it right. There is a movable window over here. Okay, so this movable window, and at the same time, you see there is some number here which keeps on increasing. Which keeps on increasing. So when the number keeps on increasing, that's actually a good sign for us. No need to worry. It means that the ViewGen, the tool, is successfully able to record the application. Okay, that means whatever the steps we are performing, okay, that whatever the steps we are recording, it is successfully able to record. Okay, that's actually a good sign. No need to worry. Okay, the number should keep on increasing. Okay, that's one thing. Now there are different options over here, like cancel recording, pause recording, okay, sorry, stop recording, pause recording, cancel recording, like comments, checkpoints and all. We will see all these options later, but there is one option which we will discuss today, that is insert start transaction and insert end transaction. These two are important for today because I want to capture how much time it has taken for launching the application, for login to the application, for log out of the application. For these three, I want to capture how much time it has taken for launch, how much time it has taken for login, how much time it has taken for log out. When I replay the script, okay, once the recording is done, when I replay the script, I want to capture these things. For that purpose, these two options are important here. Okay, these two, insert and end transaction. So first what we have to do is, before I perform some action over here, because the application is already launched, what is the next action that I have to perform? I have to enter username, password, and I have to click on login button. So before I do that, I have to click on insert start transaction. This is insert start transaction. So if I do some mouse over on this, it says insert start transaction. So click on that and give some name. So let's say the name I'm going to give is login, because that's the action I'm going to perform now. And click on OK. Okay. So enter the username and password. Now go and perform the action. So enter the username, password, and click on login button. Okay. And then end the transaction. End the transaction. Okay. Now actually what happens here is, you inserted the start transaction, you went and performed the action there. Once the user is navigated to home page successfully, now you end it because login is done, right? Login is done. Now what should you do? Because login is done, you have to end it, right? So you click on this and login. Now login is done. Now what is the next step? The next step is log out. That's what I wanted to do. So again, I will start one more transaction. I will say log off or log out, whatever it is. Start log off, and then go and perform log off. So there is a sign off button on the left hand side. Click on it. Okay, that you see the application logged off. The application logged off. If you want, you can close the browser. If you want, you can close the browser. just end the transaction log off and stop actually. So just and then stop recording. Okay, you stop recording, the script will be generated. The script will be generated now. So now you will see the script getting generated in the code editor. First, you will see a recording report, okay, and then if you go to the this particular tab or this particular action over here, either way, you will see the entire code here. You will see the entire code. Okay, so ignore this for time being. Ignore this till here. You can ignore. Okay, okay. We'll discuss from here. Okay. Now, if you see, I'll tell you one thing. Okay, if you see line number 33, what is this line number 33? Okay, first of all, it generated hardly 60 lines of code approximately. For launch, login, log off, it generated 66 lines of code. So if you see line number 33, it is LR underscore start underscore transaction login. If you remember just few minutes ago, I inserted a start transaction. For that purpose, this piece of code got generated. If you see line number 52, after performing login, I inserted end transaction. For that purpose, this piece of code generated. Now, whatever is there between LR start transaction and LR end transaction. So this is LR start transaction login. This is LR end transaction login. So whatever is between start and end transaction, this is the actual request that is going to server for the login. This is the actual login code where I'm passing the username and password also. You see, this is the username and this is the password I entered actually and clicked on login button. So this is the code that got generated when I clicked on login button. And if you want to check, so if you see line number 54, so this is the LR underscore start underscore transaction log off. Okay, and you see line number 66, LR underscore end transaction log off. If you see this request, whatever is there between LR start transaction log off, whatever is there between LR end transaction log off, between that, whatever the code you have, that is related to log off code. That is related to log off code. That means when you click on sign off button, this code got generated. Now, you tell me this is related to log off, this is related to login. Now, what is this code related to? What is this code related to? Can anyone tell?
When launching the browser.
Yeah, while launching the browser, exactly. But if you observe one thing, this doesn't have a start transaction nor end transaction. It doesn't have a start transaction nor end transaction. If you observe carefully, the reason why
That
it
is
doesn't have
the page loading details, right?
the reason why it doesn't have a start and end transaction is because basically when you click on record here, as soon as you click on start recording, it automatically launched the browser with this URL. So it did not allow me to insert start transaction and end transaction. Before that itself, this URL got launched. That's the reason there is no start transaction and end transaction code for that. However, I can add it manually. For example, here I can write LR underscore start underscore transaction. Okay, like this I can write, and here in double quotes I can write LAUNCH launch. Okay, so this code is related to launch. Now, after this request, I can write end transaction for that. So line number, let's say 32 or 33, yes or no? 32 or 33, I can write LR underscore end underscore transaction. LR underscore end underscore transaction. So here I can write LAUNCH launch, comma, there's a format actually for this. So auto, you have to write something called LR auto. I'll tell you why we have to write LR auto later, but this is how it should be. So when you write LR start transaction, LR end transaction, what happens is the ViewGen will calculate how much time it has taken to process this request. So, so whatever is there after launch, sorry, after start transaction and before end transaction, for all that, it will calculate how much time it has taken to process. That means the request will go to the server and whatever it is, how much time it has taken to process, it will display, it will calculate and let us know. So now when I replay this, basically, okay, when I replay this, how do I replay? So for example, there is a run button over here. There is a run button. So let me click on this run button. If I click on this run button, the script will be replayed as it is. Launch, login, log off. Okay, launch, login, log off. It will be replayed as it is. It is showing pass. Now, if you see, it is saying launch has taken 0.538 seconds, login has taken 0.339 seconds, log off has taken 0.306 seconds. Like that, it will calculate the response times. These are called the response times actually. These are called the response times in performance testing terminology. These are called the response times, which we will discuss later in our upcoming sessions. Not that important as of now. Okay, so I just wanted to show you like how we are able to simply record and replay the script and how it is calculating and all those things. Okay, so hope you got some idea about how this tool is working, how we are able to simply record it. Okay, like if you know the flow, recording and replaying is easy, but then sometimes you should be able to customize a little bit according to your requirement. So for that only the course is the course what we are saying is LoadRunner basic to advanced. So if I simply say if I simply say I can simply record and replay, no, I cannot I cannot say like that. I won't say like that. There will be some situations where we have to write our own customized code. Okay, so where we will practice that and master it, like how to write customized code according to the requirements and so on. So in this particular thing, we have completed the first three. Okay, so I'll take your questions for sure, but quickly we will go through the course content and then we'll in just 5 minutes, and then I'll take the course content for sure. So this
Yeah,
is the
I'm
course
having
content.
one question,
Yeah.
Vijay here. So while recording, there were some numbers getting increased, right? Some in the pop-up window that you have shown, the
Yes.
numbers
Yes.
is getting increased over there. So how to know when we need to, you know, we need to record because it is getting increased continuously.
So basically, you can wait for up to at least 5-6 seconds. Generally, we wait until it stops. But what happens is you can wait until the page loads. You can see the address bar, right? So here, sometimes you see the address bar here. The page loads here. You can wait until the page loads. You can wait until some minimum of 5-6-7 seconds at least. You cannot simply click on end transaction directly. You have to wait for a few seconds before you start the next transaction.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
We won't get to know in the runtime over there itself, right? Because it is completed, whether it is completed or
No,
not.
no, no, no. It won't. Generally, we have to wait until the page loads. We can get to see the how when the page loads completely, right? And then at the same time, we can wait for 2-3 seconds more. And when you see that when the page is completely loaded, you can move forward and you can stop the transaction and click on next transaction.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So this course, basic to advanced, so we'll begin with the architecture basics, introduction to performance testing process and life cycle, proof of concept, non-functional requirements. So here, introduction to performance testing, architecture basics is done. So these are actually part of performance testing life cycle. So basically, very important. These are actually document based. But very important from interview perspective. For the next 5-6 days, 4-5 days, we will discuss these. Okay, very important. We will discuss this along with some of the important terms like what is a server, what is architecture, what is a protocol, what are non-functional requirements gathering. Okay, all these things we will discuss. What is workload modeling? So what is the formula that we use for calculating the pacing, and all these things we'll discuss in this week. Okay, from next week we will start practicals. I mean practicals in sense like how to record, like here from here. Okay, the LoadRunner installation. Okay, features of components of LR, features of Vugen tool, best scripting practices. Okay, and how to record simple record and replay. What all the options within the Vugen tool, Solution Explorer, runtime settings, recording options, right? So basically it's all about scripting, because scripting is most important phase. So what happens is, even if you don't know executing and analyzing, you can sustain actually. Even executing, you can learn in at least 2-3 days also by looking at your colleagues. Let's say you don't know anything, you joined some project, okay, saying that you know everything. If you don't know execution also, by looking at your colleagues' work or something like that, with the help of some colleagues, you can execute, okay, within 1-2 days you can know. But scripting is something which will trouble you, okay, and it will trouble you to that extent, where you will where it can, you might have to ask help from outside. It can trouble you to that extent. So you need to spend so much of time for scripting only. Now, I mean, on my personal experience, I'm telling you, it will trouble you if you don't practice. So practice is very important. I mean, if we going through videos, recorded sessions is also fine, but at least 1 hour of practice is important for at least 1 month. Okay. After that, you'll get to know what are the functions we are using, frequently used functions. Okay. Writing, how to write customized code and all those things. So these runtime settings, and then we have how recording options, checkpoints. Checkpoints is nothing but a kind of assertions. Like if you're validating something on the page, you have to use checkpoints. Like in automation also, in Selenium UFT also, you use some kind of assertions, right? So here also you use some checkpoints. Then most important question, introduction to C language. So people ask, is coding required for performance testing? Answer is yes. But how much? Only basics, not advanced level. Not advanced level. Okay, basics of C language is important, but using that basics, writing advanced custom code is important. Using these basics, writing advanced custom code is important. Okay, it's not like learning advanced C language. Using these basics, writing little bit advanced custom code is important. We have to learn that that way. When I say advanced, you need not learn advanced C language like pointers, linked lists, stacks, queues. No, not all those things. Whatever is mentioned here, you can learn those things. That will be sufficient. Okay, like variables, data types, if statements, loops, and conditions, select case statements. Switch case statements, functions. Till that that is enough. Okay, so we will cover like 4-5 days for that C language. Okay, so before we actually master some of the LoadRunner main concepts like correlation and parameterization, we will complete this C language. Okay, because we will implement these C language concepts in correlation and parameterization. That's the reason we have put that in before the correlation and parameterization only. We are covering this. We will cover 4 to 5 sessions. Okay, why C language? Because this LoadRunner is supporting C language since so many years. For all the problems, for all the problem statements currently we have within the LoadRunner tool, there is a solution. Definitely, you go to various forums, you type something in LoadRunner. This is my problem statement in LoadRunner. You'll definitely find solution. Okay, with support of C language, because it's there since ages almost. Okay, they have the C language is in support with LoadRunner since so many years. I mean, that's the reason for every problem statement there is a solution on various platforms and various forums already. So that's the reason more than 95% of the projects are still continuing with C language support. Okay, but however, LoadRunner accepts JavaScript support also. Okay, LoadRunner accepts JavaScript support also. Okay, now next point. So here we will cover C language functions, some important LR functions also, and little bit advanced in sense. Sometimes we need to read and write data, okay, from some files. Okay, and then we'll also discuss about some real-time challenges in scripting. Okay, and then this is very, very important, correlation. If someone of you might have done little bit of homework, or not homework, I mean research about LoadRunner or Jmeter, in fact, they might have heard about this term correlation. Very, very important. Not only here in Jmeter also, it is equally important. So very, very important. We have some 4 sessions for this. Okay. And after that, we have parameterization. Parameterization is purely all about passing test data to the script. So because we run scripts, we run tests with multiple users, right? When we run tests with multiple users, we have to pass different types of test data. So how do we pass? By using the concept of parameterization. So it's all about how we pass test data. Okay, mostly. Then we have the controller or performance center, where we create different types of scenarios, trigger a load test, runtime settings, SLAs, all those things. Then we monitor graphs, okay, different types of graphs, common output messages in controller, analysis, different types of graphs, okay, different analysis, different approaches in analysis. What are the different metrics that we monitor during analysis? All those things, okay, and identifying bottlenecks. Then providing analyzing complete results and providing detailed observations. And this point here is also very, very important. Drafting email with all our observations to client. So basically, when we complete the test, right? So we have to tell client or development team like what happened in the test. So drafting email is also one of the important thing. So let's say when you are completing this course, when you go to the project, right? So when you run a test, you should send out an email like what happened in the test. So I will be telling you how to send an email. What are the things that you need to add there? So what points you need to write and all those things. Okay, in that. Then interview question with answers, we will discuss for a couple of days. We will discuss all the interview question with answers. I will be giving you some documentation also for interview question with answers. And scripting practice on 3-4 applications also we will see. Okay, I think one more application on True Client, which will become 5 applications. And then there is something called, why this scripting practice is, normally we will learn concepts on web tools, basically correlation, parameterization, integrating this C language with correlation, parameterization, all these things we will learn with web tools. But as I said, scripting is very important. When we practice on multiple applications, we will get more exposure. Okay, because every application is a new challenge for us. Every application there will be a new scripting challenge. So the more applications we practice, more easy for us. So that's the reason we are practicing on multiple applications. That's the only thing. Then we have something called virtual table server. Virtual table server again is something is a kind of data related only, something alternate to parameterization. Like when you have one script, when you want to pass data from one script to another script, some sort of things to be done, we can use the concept of virtual table server. We will discuss this virtual table server also. Now after this, you have some bonus topics to be included, because nowadays the market is expecting something outside of LoadRunner also. So I thought to add something outside of LoadRunner, where my participants can at least have some little idea about what is the expectation outside of LoadRunner at least. So I thought of taking at least one session on these topics like Fiddler and har file scripting, APM tools introduction like AppDynamics and Dynatrace. Okay, AppDynamics and Dynatrace to identify bottlenecks. Okay, and then a session on Jenkins, how to trigger a local scenarios from Jenkins. Okay, one session on True Client protocol, discussion about thread dumps and heap dumps. Okay, and then load balancer algorithms discussion. Okay, so these are all the additional topics that we will discuss, because these are outside of LoadRunner tool, but still commonly asked related topics in the interviews. That's the reason these are added. Okay, these are added in the course content. So along with the UI, sometimes some of the teams work on web services, right? So there will be 3 to 4 hours, or 2 to 3 hours, or 3 to 4 hours of recorded sessions for the web services will be provided along with this course. So that will be given probably at the end of the course. So that will cover the SOAP and REST SOAP and REST web services performance testing. So this is about the course content. So now I will open the chat or the question for the Q&A.
So with regard to this web services, I mean, you will talk about the Postman tool or just like a basic information about how you will pick the endpoint, how will you integrate with the script, and how will you run the
No,
script? Is that in that?
how to how to do a load test for the web services like REST. It can be a SOAP, it can be
Test?
a REST. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm
how to
saying.
develop a script? Yeah, how to develop a API script. And normally we do UI scripts, right? So normally most of us will work on web applications. So, but some of us will also work on middleware like API services, right? So for
Yeah,
them,
the
those
question.
recorded
Look,
sessions will help.
now the question is like, will you talk over here with the Postman tool or something
Load runner
directly from the
with
load
load
runner?
runner only. Load runner
Okay.
only.
And with regard to the tool part, like we said about 50 users, right? I mean, we will explain about installation and other thing on web services. Sorry, not web tools, the server that we need to start, and then addition to that,
Hmm.
you talked
Yes.
about some tools, right? We will not cover anything about um, Docker or Kubernetes, something like Kafka.
No. That is outside of load runner. Probably maybe it is part of DevOps,
Mhm.
not outside of thing. But one thing is there will be one recorded session provided to you how to integrate load runner with Grafana and in
Yeah, Grafana
InfluxDB.
dashboard, right?
So yeah, that recorded session will be given to you. At the same time, if there are any generally the webinars will happen every month, every 1.5 months. Some kind of webinars will keep on happening on all the recent integrations that we do with LoadRunner and so on. So whatever the new webinars happen, we keep on sending the invites for all the participants to join. So in that
So
way, yeah,
we'll
in that
explain
way,
Grafana in the course. I mean, that's what my question is
no, no,
referencing to.
no. The recorded session will be on how to integrate LoadRunner with Grafana. See, every session or every topic will be from performance perspective, from the LoadRunner perspective. So because if I take AppDynamics is a monitoring tool, application monitoring tool.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
we will not. But as a performance tester, we will, or as a performance engineer, we will discuss about when we apply load, how to monitor in the APM tool. That's what we will discuss. So, it's all about performance perspective completely. As a standalone, as a standalone components or tools, we may not be able to explain, but definitely when we integrate with performance tools like LoadRunner and all, we may be able to provide some information on that.
So do you provide a chance to explain things on Prometheus as well? I mean,
No, as of now, no. But I think as I said, as and when the webinars happen, we definitely
okay,
inform.
sure. Yeah, and
Hello, one more
anything on
question. Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, as a performance tester, the amount of things knowledge we should have on APM tools and Fiddler, that thing will be covered, right? Here.
Yes, definitely more than 100%.
Okay.
That is for sure. I mean, as a performance tester, so from the performance engineer, like what are the different metrics that we have to capture from APM tool, from the AppDynamics, Dynatrace, and what are the different questions that will be asked from the interview perspective. So all those things will be discussed in the course.
anything on the freeware tool perspective from the APM side, like Nagios or something like that? Will you be
Uh,
briefly touching about it?
no, I will check on that. I don't have information as of now, but
Okay.
I will let you know.
So what you're talking about is all on the paid tools, something on the market standard, either in the company that I come to know. They use LoadRunner and then side by side they use Grafana and InfluxDB. I think as a freeware, and then something like Prometheus, and then Nagios also. and some cases it will be vice versa, like Jmeter,
True.
which will be a paid
Mhm.
Dynatrace, paid versions of APM tools like AppDynamics,
True, true.
Pinpoint,
I
and
mean,
like that.
yeah, true. But yeah. Considering, I mean, we considering the time duration and all, we may not be cover all the combinations. So
Okay.
we have taken 2 APM tools at least, at least to give some information, like,
Okay.
because all the APM tools provide the same information. At the end of the day,
No, that's right. That's right.
yeah,
But I was just thinking on the perspective like what company is looking out for.
that's true. But yeah, at the end of the day, if you see the market ratio, almost 80% is again covered by AppDynamics and Dynatrace. So if you see the recent market trend, almost 70 to 80% market share is covered by Dynatrace and AppDynamics now, and probably that's the reason maybe these two have been added. And I'll take it as a note. I will definitely inform Kumar sir that to check the possibility of adding that freeware as well.
And with regard to the one that you have shown as a sample script, just as a curious note, I'm asking it. Maybe I'm sounding wrong here, but it's not the case. Just to ask you here. I mean, you have recorded the script entirely into the action area, but you have something called vUser init and vUser end. As per my understanding, like I come to know, like login will be added in init and the logout will be added in end, and in between whatever the actions that you are performing in the application, that will be recorded in the action, right? And also we'll give the naming conventions for the
Yeah,
transaction, like
that
01_01_02, like that.
yeah. That depends on scenario. I mean, not every time we record everything into init and all. It depends on the requirement. Like it depends on the business case. So sometimes
Okay.
we record everything into action. Sometimes we record a login into init and logout into user end. So
Okay.
it depends on the real business case, like how the end user is using the application. So based on that, we will also create the scenario here. And the
Okay.
naming
And
conventions and
something.
all will be covered as part of our course anyhow.
Okay. And something on the scenario patterns, like some cases like we'll wait for a user all to be loaded and then we'll trigger it in one go to check how the system behaves, like kind of a spike testing. And we have endurance testing. So as per
Yeah.
the slide that you have
So
shown me, I think you have talked about only 3 types of testing, like volume
no, I
and
haven't.
load.
Actually, I haven't explained anything about types of performance testing today.
Okay, in the
I
slide, I
didn't.
think
Yeah.
in the
No,
slide
I didn't.
slide.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
explain anything about the types of performance testing today.
Mhm.
We have a separate session for that types of performance testing.
Okay, so you will be covering how many types of testing there, if I can get to know that.
I mean, to explain different types of performance testing, I will be explaining you 6 to 7 types of performance testing,
Okay. Okay,
like
thank
load,
you.
like load, stress, scalability, endurance, failover test,
Mhm.
volume testing, and all those things.
Okay, thank you. The end response also.
Yeah. So Kalyan, duration is generally it will go up to 40 sessions. So probably 40 sessions. Yeah.
40 sessions means like daily weekdays. I mean,
Yeah, Monday to Friday. It will go up to 40 sessions.
okay. And is there any certifications also it is planned from your side? I did not see anything
Uh,
on the certificate.
post no post completion, a certificate will be provided from the institute.
No, no, that is fine. I'm talking about the certification from the LoadRunner side. I mean, HP or Micro
No,
Focus. That there any support that you will be providing to us?
no. I mean, we can provide if the candidate is interested, we can guide them. But as of now, directly, no.
Okay. Because I am just looking for that as well. So
Sure. Okay. Okay. Sure, yes, Mayur. It will be recorded. Yes, it will be provided. Yes, uh,
Sir, I
definitely.
mean, as we had discussed regarding
Uh,
vUser, in the vUser section we had recorded all the script. So when it comes to the controller performance in that part, I mean, what is it related, that component?
Sorry, I just missed your question.
I mean, like we have 3 different components. So in regards to the
Okay.
views, and we just recorded that we have recorded the script. So when it
Okay.
comes to the controller part component, so what does this
Okay.
do? So what does we do in this component?
Okay. Controller is basically to create different types of scenarios. Like we have different types of scenarios, right? So it will so whatever the scripts we create or generate in Vuegen, so those will be uploaded into controller. From there we actually trigger the execution. Okay, so the from the controller we actually trigger the execution, and then it will take care of, and then we actually monitor the execution in the controller also, in the controller. So it will help us in scenario creation, triggering the execution, monitoring, and all these things.
So I mean, the correlation and parameterization, everything will be done in the user itself, or else it will be done in the controller part.
That is part of scripting. Scripting means Vuegen only.
Okay, so only the execution and analysis, the part only will be done. So
Yeah.
scripting, execution, scenario based execution will be done in the controller part, right?
Yes. So once the script is ready, then we will upload, right? Then only like let's say I want to create a kind of stress test or load test, that I will create a schedule or something like that, and then I will trigger, and then once the execution starts, I will monitor. So those things I will do. I can do it from controller or from the controller point of view.
So I can say simply it as a workload modeling done in controllers.
Yeah, you can directly say. Okay. Kalyan, I will try to show you one case study, like where we can connect to database from Vuegen, and can kind of triggering the like connecting to database and all those things from. I can take one use case. I'll try to do that. No worries, we can do that actually. So
and we have different types of parameters, right? Like offset parameters, something. Those and also will be covering, right? In the syllabus, it is not mentioned.
yeah, everything will be covered. Yeah.
How many
So
hours for demo it is planned? I mean, today it is 1 day. I mean, when the actual class will start?
From tomorrow only it will get started. So you will get further.
Tomorrow it is actual class, or it is tomorrow also demo? That's what I want to know.
It will be actual class, I guess, but they will be informing you by tomorrow morning.
Okay.
No, mostly it will be day 1 only. I mean, generally it will be day 1, day 2, day 3 from tomorrow.
So from tomorrow onwards, it is actual class.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
I take
I mean,
the class? Yes. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So by this course, like end of the course, we'll be doing any text execution under any one load test, either a spike or endurance test.
You can, we can do.
Yeah.
We can actually, so basically what we can do, we can schedule a load test and we can discuss something else. For example, I can schedule a 1 hour load test and we can parallelly discuss some other concepts, some other interview questions. So parallelly 1 hour load test will run with, let's say, with 40 users or 30 users or whatever it is. So we can discuss something else, some interview questions. And after 1 hour of load test, we can go and analyze the results. So we can do when there is nothing like we cannot do anything. Whatever the scenarios we can create, we can try and do.
So in the slides that you have shown, it is not mentioned about garbage collections. So that will also be covered. I mean, you talked about thread dump and heap dump.
As part of heap dumps and thread dumps, information will be provided about brief introduction and
Little
about garbage collection and
okay.
Web protocol and TrueClan protocol are covered. However, as part of database connection, we can I can show you. I mean, I can show you like how we can use Java protocol at a basic level, like how we can connect to database by using some Java user protocol. So Srinu, this is for Srinu.
Is there any possibility to
Which one?
I mean, cover anything on the AWS report validation?
Because web services is already there, right? So web services, web protocol, and true client, all 3 are there. Because in interview, if you go, they will ask you at least 2. So 2 to 3 should be fine.
Yeah, SAP protocol. I mean, will be
SOAP and APS methods.
SOAP and API both are covered in that recorded session.
You'll be sharing anything, the updated template on the course content, because what you talked about SOAP and REST, it is not highlighted there.
No, in the I mentioned that recorded sessions of web services.
That is what it is not explicitly mentioned, right?
No, web services includes SOAP and REST. That anyways, I will just mention it as.
Okay.
I think it should
And
be
anything
there.
on the AWR report, you will be covering it. I mean, for the validation.
No. AWR report,
Can
no. But however, if I have any documentation, I will give it to you because I don't have
is
that
it
setup. I can help you.
if you
I can help you in understanding, but I don't have that setup in
no, at least
creating that
if you
scenario.
give the basic understanding, like suppose if we
Basic
encounter any issues on the database, like if we want to check it in the AWR report, how can we
Yeah,
validate?
I can help you. I can tell you like the very first thing what you have to go
Just
through in AWR report. All those things I can do.
that's all we want to know. Something glimpse
Okay,
about the
okay.
AWR report.
Yeah,
What are the
I can
basic
tell you.
things we do?
Yeah, just make a note of it and remind me at the end of the course, probably at this point, like when we discuss about thread dumps and heap dumps, right? Just remind me that you can tell me about AWR report little bit. I can, I'll add some important points. I'll share some sample AWR report also. If
And final question for me, like, is on suppose if you want to cover a script with a multi-protocol, like, will you be covering that also as a sample one?
multi-protocol, I will see. I don't have any application as such for that support because I do have some applications which support complex scripting, but I don't have multi applications. Let me check. I will check and let you know if any application has that multi protocol. But whatever it is, the scripting will be same. That I can assure you. For example, even though if you choose one protocol or two protocol, the scripting or the customized code what you have to write will be same. Okay. Only thing is it needs an additional protocol to be selected. Other than that, everything will be same.
No, how to do that? We know, I mean, I come to know like it can be done, but how to implement that is the one that I have to see it from you.
No, you need. I mean, it depends. If someone is saying that you need to choose run multi-protocol, you have to choose this. But very rarely, only 1% chance is there. Not even 1%. So you have to choose multi-protocol, and let's say one is web, and let's say one is Siebel. So you have to choose these two. Like if you choose multi-protocol, so it will allow you to choose Siebel, and it will allow you to choose the combination of that. So it's not like you can choose anything. It has some combinations already predefined. So the combinations only it will allow, like you see, it's allowing only some of the combinations. So rarely used actually, very rarely used.
Okay. And the other one is like a multiple scripts execution. I probably if you can show that or add that in the session, that
Multiple
would be
scripts we
really
will do
great.
it in. We will anyways do it. Yeah. We will anyways do it.
Okay.
No, we will anyways do it in our scenario. A controller we will run multiple scripts.
Okay. And in the Jenkins, you have something mentioned like
so if you have
will
any
execute it,
questions
right?
related to actually I wanted to see Jenkins is actually nowhere related to performance testing in the recent times. I
So
mean
it is
recent times in
for
the sense few years ago.
it is for
But
continuous
why
integration
I
and
wanted to I got your point. Why I wanted to add that point here is in the recent times they wanted to run some performance scripts after every deployment or something. So only
that's what. For
so
yearly
what
performance testing, like this Jenkins are used, right? If I understood it correctly.
So what I'm trying to tell you is, what I did is, so my course content is all about introduction to Jenkins, and I wanted to trigger a local scenario from Jenkins. Okay, which scenario? The LoadRunner scenario, the performance scripts, whatever we developed, right? So those scripts only, that scenario will be triggered from Jenkins.
Yeah, it is
So
kind of a non-GUI mode, right? Instead of directly execute from LoadRunner, we save the scripts and then run it from there.
we trigger from Jenkins UI, not from controller. We trigger from Jenkins UI. Actually, it's not again. It's not from LoadRunner perspective, but just I wanted to add that point because nowadays they are they want it, they want the LoadRunner sorry, not they want the performance tester to have some knowledge about Jenkins, at least what it does
Yes.
and what is the purpose of Jenkins, or what exactly it does, how to create a job, and those things. At least we may not build pipeline, but at least we may be able to create a job or something like that, at least to some that extent.
I mean, for yearly performance testing, this is used, right?
Yeah.
And something on the page rendering perspective. I mean, we have Google Lighthouse and then Wiselow, like that, web page test. Do we like have a point to cover it here as part of
No,
introduction?
as of now, no. But if there is anything from the front end, because we are using TrueClient protocol, right? So TrueClient covers both front end and back end. So it includes the browser rendering time also. So because we are including TrueClient protocol, that should be done.
Okay. Anything on the Ajax point that you are covering?
Ajax, I don't have any application, I guess. I mean, it's a kind of .NET application you're saying, right? So
Yeah, that's
I
right.
don't have any
So we
application.
rarely
I'll check.
get that requirement also, no?
Yeah, we rarely get. I'll see if I have any application, but as of now, I don't have any application. Whatever the applications I have, but these are only, I mean, too much complex to a script actually. I mean, we have
No,
tried so much of
I'm not
customization.
expecting the entire script to be done. Just if you give some glimpse about it, like what we discussed, something earlier about
No, that's what I'm telling.
on
So I
these.
will tell you like what from correlation perspective, what to expect from .NET application. Like that, I will compare and tell you.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Instead of saying not knowing, just if you know something
Yeah,
basic
yeah.
about it, that would be added
Yes.
advantage.
I will provide you all the documentation also, whatever I have. I mean, not specific to .NET or Java, memory leak, what not. Whatever the documentation I have related to everything, I'll provide you at the end of the course. I have
Yeah,
some
It would
information
be
related to
it
memory
would be
leaks.
great. Yeah, it would be great really like if if this updated template is shared. I mean, whatever we discussed, like something you said, like
I mean,
we'll include white.
problem is I am committing to you from my end. I mean, I'm not committing from institute end. That's the problem. I cannot commit from the institute side that I'll be teaching and all. See, on my personal note, I'm committing to you. You got my
Okay.
point, right? That's the
Okay.
thing. That's the reason I asked you to make a note of it. Okay. So I can if you can remind me at the end of the course probably. So I'll just take 1 or 2 sessions and we can cover those things.
Hello, sir.
yeah,
Yeah,
in
tell
the
me.
AppDynamics, or you can cover the means dashboard creating this one.
Yes. In AppDynamics, we will see how to create dashboards, how to schedule dashboards, how to see what are the slow methods, slow running queries, all those things.
Because by means for the different tests, we need to create the different dashboard. So that's why.
For different applications, you need to create different dashboards. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, okay. And
Okay.
one more thing, this LoadRunner is the licensed tool, right? So for our practice,
Yes.
so how we can go for like,
We will guide you. We will guide you how to install that 50 users trial version freeware. No
okay,
worries. We will see.
yeah, okay. This trial version is for the how many months?
How many?
How many it's how many days
It
and
will
how
be there.
many?
I think it will be there. It will be there
I
forever.
think you are using community version, right? If I understood.
It will be there forever. A trial version. I think.
Yeah,
There's a
okay.
community version, right? That is 50 users.
Yeah, 50 users. Yes.
Community version, right?
Yeah. Okay. I think I have answered all the questions from chat window. I'm just checking the questions once again. If I missed
Hello,
any
sir.
question from that, yeah, tell me.
Yeah. So, will you be discussing the LoadRunner with Dynatrace integration?
Dynatrace, we are planning to add from this batch only. So we will be, We'll be planning to integrate that Dynatrace. Yes, I'm working on it. Integration session. So mostly by this weekend, in 1 or 2 days, it should be done actually. So what we are planning to do is, like, I just wanted to show you, like, in AppDynamics how we gather metrics, like slow methods, slow queries, dashboards, and all the same way how we do it in Dynatrace. I just wanted to show the same way. So for that purpose only, I'm working on it. So yes, for your question, yes.
Yeah, and for recording purpose, you will be using this web tour application, right?
Only for learning concepts, learning purpose. Only for concepts, learning purpose for the first 2-3 weeks. After that, for practicing other applications, we use different websites like Isha Training Solutions.com. We have our own website, which we can use for practice purpose. That is specifically designed for performance testing practice.
Yeah, because in current project, we got many website which has complex architecture. So web tools is much easier than this
No,
website.
no.
So
From scripting
we need
perspective,
to get hands
no.
on
From
these web
scripting
tools.
perspective, Isha Training Solutions.com is complex application.
Okay.
Not complete, Srinu. Whatever is required from performance tester perspective, like like I told you, like its architecture, like what are the slow methods, generally where we'll see the heap utilization, memory utilization, what are the slow methods, how to drill down and see what exactly is happening, how to see load balancing is happening or not, what are the errors per minute, calls per minute, what is the JVM process, all these things, from the APM tool perspective, I'll show you.
Yeah, but
Okay,
it
so
is a yeah.
yeah, tell me.
Yeah. So that Isha Training Solutions is a website, right? It is not a web application where you really log into the application and do the,
No,
like
no.
e-commerce
N-
website.
no. It's not that website. We have a separate website. No, the URL what you are saying is, let me show you. No, the URL what you are saying is Isha Training Solutions
Oh,
org, but not that one. There is one more website called Isha Training Solutions .com. Okay, which is specifically designed for the
okay.
okay, for this one. So this is a kind of e-wallet system. Like you have that
Yes, yes,
you
yeah.
have that Paytm or PhonePe kind of thing, right? Where they use the software, where, like, from customer perspective, you can go ahead and scan and make
Yeah,
payments. From
yeah.
from merchant perspective, they can register and they can accept payments and all like that. So like this, after you log in, you'll get some security question. Once you enter security question answer, then only it will allow you to log in. Some, it has all the good features. So you have to answer that random security question which comes here. So after you log in, okay, it has some very good options here, like a little bit complex scripting also involved here. So many tabs are there. So no worries. This is a very, very good application for practice purpose. And I'm sure whoever practices this application completely, they will be able to script any other application for sure. 100% I can guarantee that.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Thank you.
Okay. Fee structure, you can reach out to Kumar, Kumar sir. You can ping in the, Jay, are you in the WhatsApp group? Ping in the WhatsApp group, they will reach out to you. Okay, no? Okay, 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. One second, Jay. 1 second. So Jay, you can reach out to this number 801995247. Okay, you can reach out to this number 801995247. Okay, this is Kumar sir number. You can call them directly and make payment. Okay. Mohammed, no need to worry. It's a that's the reason the course is saying basic to advanced. So everything will be taught from basic to advanced. No need to worry. Okay. So
Anything you'll touch on starting of the engineering perspective?
no, that's from engineering perspective only. That I told you, I'll explain you a little bit about what is heap dump, thread dump, uh, load balancing algorithms, little bit about garbage collection, and you asked about little bit about AWR report and all those things, right?
Yeah, just for verification perspective. I mean,
Yeah. Ramya, 4 to 5 applications, Ramya.
like we can use GCC and then Heap Hero, all these applications to dig down further, whereas the actual
That
issues
is,
are coming, right? And
yeah, that
something
is
on
for
the chaos. Yeah,
that is
sorry.
for analysis purpose.
Yeah,
That I can show. Heap Hero, fast thread, I can show you. I already have it. I can show you like how to analyze that applications, Heap Hero, fast thread, and those things.
and something on the Gremlin and Litmus tool. If you have a
Srinu,
time problem,
which one?
Litmus and Gremlin for chaos study.
I don't know, but these are the things which we'll be covering as part of the course. Srinu, I can you do one thing? Actually, what I can suggest is whatever I'm covering as part of AppDynamics and Dynatrace as part of this course, that will be sufficient for performance testing interview. Okay, but if you want to learn completely from the A to Z of the all those things, admin perspective and all those things, you can join that separate as a separate course. If you want little bit further information on that, okay, how this and that is different again, I request to just call this number again, Kumar sir, and just discuss with him once, okay, because he can explain you how that particular separate course is different. Okay, so okay, I just pinged you this number again. Okay, but from my course perspective, I can guarantee that this will be sufficient to attend performance testing interview.
For how
Okay,
many
but
years
again,
you
if you,
feel like? I mean, just I want to ask you this
yeah, that should
question.
be fine. I mean, 2 3 4 2 3 4 5, that should be fine. I mean, I cannot say like 7 6 7 8 9 10, but it depends on practice again. It depends on practice. If you practice rigorously, uh, you know, by going through all the, whenever you have time, going through all the question and answers on the interview, on the various platforms and forums and all, various interview questions and forums and all, you can crack all interviews. That's not an issue. Only thing is you should have time and see what they are asking in various platforms, various interviews and all. Make a note of it and try to gather the answers and prepare well for interview and attend. That's it. It's simple. It's not that complex. I have participants who are 3 4 years experience and cracked real time of 2 3 4 years and cracked for 8 9 years old. It's not that complex actually.
Sir, what's the difference between this LoadRunner, Jmeter, and new load, sir?
So new load you can keep aside. That's not a competition at all. But at least LoadRunner, Jmeter. See, Jmeter is a free source. I mean, open source application. So open source tool. LoadRunner is licensed tool. So as I said, both are most widely used tools. It would be good if you know both, but learn one after the other. I'm not saying that learn only LoadRunner. I'm not saying that LoadRunner is you should learn only LoadRunner and all. I suggest you learn both, but one after the other. Either you start that or this, but learn one after the other. But LoadRunner is there since ages, right? LoadRunner is the benchmark tool in the market. So why? Because LoadRunner, once you install, right, everything will be there within the tool. You need not go outside of the tool for any other requirements and all those things. Unlike that open source where you have some dependencies of that jar file, this jar file, that, this and all. One thing. Second thing is all banking and financial institutions which gives priority to their data security, will opt for LoadRunner. The reason is pretty clear, because they give more priority to their data. Okay, they don't want to try an open source because of their data issues. Of course, they give banking, right? Banking, financial institutions, they don't want to compromise on their data. They don't want to go with open source. Okay, and obviously, LoadRunner supports more number of protocols in the market when compared to all other tools. Nowadays, Jmeter is also supporting a little bit, but not as many protocols as LoadRunner. That is for sure. But when it comes to open source, nothing can beat Jmeter. That is for sure. Okay. When it comes to open source, Jmeter is the sure shot good tool in the market, better tool in the market. But as I said, both are most widely used tools. Learn both, one after the other.
Now K6 also it's booming, right?
It will take time.
Linked.
It will take time. Yeah, it will take time, but it will definitely come slowly. Okay. So
Exactly.
Ajay, how many days we access? You will have lifetime, Ajay. You will have access to lifetime recorded session. Okay. So if there are any further questions, right, please do reach out to me in the WhatsApp group. I'm available on the WhatsApp group, or you can directly reach out to me or Kumar sir. Okay. For any other questions, further questions. It can be related to course, or it can be related to payment, or whatever it is. Please ping in the WhatsApp group. I have given the Kumar sir number also, so you can call him directly for payment related things. Okay. Thank you. I think I answered all the questions. As I said, please ping in the WhatsApp.
Notes, just small question.
You can reach out to me in the WhatsApp group daily. If you have any tips, you ping me. Actually, there is one support ma'am. I mean, there is one ma'am who will support us for any small queries. When you practice, right? So she will support you. If she is not able to fix that, I mean, I will help you out. Okay. So I will help you out.
Sir, I mean, regarding notes and the material of the daily, whatever the sessions you
No, daily
just
will get
take
recorded
on
sessions. No, daily, see, practicals, no material will be provided, because everything is practically explained. Okay. So no material. Only thing is, at the end of the course, I will give material regarding the interview questions, material regarding some of the important concepts like memory leaks, bottlenecks, and questionnaires. Okay. And like, there are some important documents with me, which are important for you for clearing the interview. That documentation I will give. Other than that, daily concepts documentation is not there, but because those are directly related to practicals, and for practicals I don't think documentation is required. That's the thing. Yeah. Okay. So thank you once again. We'll connect again tomorrow. Hope to see all of you in the upcoming sessions. Thank you. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.
Thank you.